We are live. Same company, but completely different ideology.
Yes.
Oh.
Talking about
Very,
ideal.
very smart. How can you do that? Matlab, there
So how do they
Talking
do
about
it?
ideologies, we are live, gentlemen.
Yeah, but I'm just- I'm not
They
taking
have,
names.
similar resources also.
Khawaateen Hazrat.
Ladies and
Khawaateen
gentlemen.
Hazrat.
I know we are
Khawaateen
live.
Hazrat,
So I'm not
please
going to take any names.
Listen to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
I know
Lady
that.
and gentlemen.
I'm not
Ladies and
taking the
gentlemen.
names. I know
There's just
that
one
I-
lady, yaar.
My
Not
name
taking
was
names
Aditi.
of.
Everybody knows you.
Just explaining something without
Thank
taking.
You can,
I
if you want,
appreciate
promote
it.
your Instagram account or Twitter if you want to.
Do it a little later when people have joined.
Yes, okay.
But the recall value, if somebody comes back,
Yes.
the first 3 minutes,
Is very important.
you may get more followers. Yeah.
Aditi underscore
Please
Savig,
check.
SAVIG is my Instagram.
Why did you
I did.
miss the E in that?
Did I know?
SAVAG.
SAVIG.
VIG.
अच्छा VI.
Aditi underscore SAVIG.
Yeah.
उसका क्या मतलब हुआ?
कुछ नहीं.
Savage.
नहीं
Savage.
नहीं बना ना.
Yeah, literally.
Savage.
Huh.
Savig.
The spelling's a bit.
हाँ.
Yeah.
If you're a Punjabi, you can say
Pronunciation
Savig.
Bit messed up. I only know the true meaning, but
What is
it's
the
savage.
Oh, could be like
Deep
some
rooted.
words. No words here and there. Somebody's
No,
name.
no. So
one
my
or two
nickname
words.
Oh.
is Savvy, and G is my surname Girotra.
Oh.
So it's like that,
See?
but you know.
Makes sense, yeah.
See.
Very intelligent.
Yeah, the last.
Have you got your mic on? Mic on?
Sir?
Yes.
You
Yes.
got your mic?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yes,
we
got
are
it,
going
yes.
to be
Huh?
sharing.
Where's your mic?
No, he's got. I was also checking. It's hidden
It
behind.
must be somewhere here.
Behind this
Oh, yes.
There.
फिर दिल दो हॉकी को.
दे दो.
Big dildo.
Yep.
What-
क्यों देना है? मेरा दिल कभी
हाँ,
क्या है?
actually even I.
Okay.
But
What's the score right now?
It's not yet started. I'm waiting.
So दिल.
Did you check what somebody asked us to check on
Jadeja.
Twitter? Yeah.
Ravindra Jadeja last few likes
No,
on
I
Twitter.
very well.
So Jadeja has liked a few tweets, in fact a couple of them. So one is Stokes performs, Jadeja is trolled. Akshar performs, Jadeja is trolled. Jayant Yadav performs, Jadeja is trolled. Mitchell Santner performs, Jadeja is trolled. Because Jadeja is the benchmark for all all-rounders in the
I
world.
agree with this.
He's the legend. We are all proud of you. Jadeja has liked that.
I will also like this.
And then another like. Ravindra Jadeja is the number one all-rounder in India, the best fielder India has produced, reliable batsman in all formats, great bowler in white ball and world-class bowler in test matches. When he makes his comeback, whenever he makes his comeback, everyone will be watching him.
I
Waiting
agree
for
with
your
this one
comeback.
also, yeah. I like this one. The third
this
one.
isn't too.
What's the third one, yeah?
So these are the only two ones. It's nothing controversial.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, so
Somebody
our
appreciates-
audiences are always digging controversy. Give them some.
I can't manufacture any controversy.
Then
That's
what
the
was your
problem.
reason to pick out this
No,
specific?
no, we were
There was a
told,
question.
in fact. No, we were. They just asked us if you can
Oh,
check
somebody asked
Jadeja's
the
last few
audiences,
likes
alright.
on Twitter.
Okay.
Meet Soni ji, we've checked.
Shubham
No,
wants
but
to know
am
who
I
is
right when I
the.
say that audiences are always digging controversy?
Sorry?
Am I right there?
Maybe they like it.
Maybe.
As
Do you?
No, but first
That's
she's
a very
saying she
diplomatic answer.
Do you?
Do you like controversy?
Hmm.
Don't give me a diplomatic answer, please.
Either raking up or creating.
Yeah.
No, no. I,
Raking up
we
all
are
the
in news
time.
business.
No?
We are in news business.
So?
Yes, sir.
I-
No.
There is a news. It's a news. Whether it is a.
And you have your own mawkif, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, any journalist would want to.
माजी में कोई भी मौकिफ रखना एक माजरत की बात
माजी नहीं, मौजूदा हालात में
मतलब माजी
मौकिफ
का
होना
मौकिफ जो था मेरा
हाँ।
वो एक माजरत थी
माजरत थी.
क्या?
आज क्या है?
मुझे इसका
है
मतलब
ना?
इसमें आपकी
बहुत
सलाहियत
सारे
क्या
लोगों
दिख
को
रही
नहीं
है?
आया होगा, प्लीज समझाइए.
one by one. Mazi is past.
Past.
Mawkif is your opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
Mazi.
And Mazrat means with due apologies.
माजी में हमने जो अपना मौकिफ रखा था वो एक माजरत था.
नहीं, लेकिन जो माजी में अपने मौकिफ से पलट जाए वो भी माजरत है.
Sorry, Siddharth doesn't understand a word.
Oh,
It's all Greek to me.
he is.
Can you translate that in your language?
Your language
Okay.
I mean,
meaning
Which
that
language?
you're pro at.
Bhopali.
तमिल
Okay.
Bhopali
It's a
नहीं.
simple translation of all this.
Tamil है.
That's the language that I can interpret. That's
आज
Insulting.
स्पोर्ट्स तक नहीं, स्पोर्ट्स टुडे वायरल हो रहा
you
है.
are insulting Urdu that way.
I'm not insulting. I don't
He
know.
was
And
asked
he's-
to translate it.
And he's lived in
his
Bhopal.
language.
He's lived in Bhopal.
And he's saying lulu.
So that's what I'm.
No, he's saying it is French to me.
It's Greek.
It's Bengali also.
Oh,
That is during their
that's
festival.
Kali Ma.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah.
part of the ritual.
Yes.
Chalo ji.
So basically, who asked who's the lady with us? Siddharth will do the introduction. Siddharth.
Okay, we are joined by Aditi. Her nickname is Savvy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Savvy, and this is not the first time that she's joined us. She's been there right from the IPL, T20 World Cup, and in 2023 she'll be here more often. Yes,
Hoping so.
Here only.
hope so.
Not there.
Sports
Of course, there also. Sports.
Here, there, everywhere. Eh?
Yeah.
But this is the first time I'm doing a show with Aditi, so I'm privileged. Yeah.
It's
First time.
your shine.
It's the first
Is it the
time.
first show you're doing
Yes.
alongside him?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
With the grant it is.
Fangirl moment.
Thank you, Aditi.
He's
For
been a
staying
bit
back.
reserved today. Vikrant has been a bit reserved today.
Why?
He's
Um,
a little tentative to
Yeah.
express his mokif.
I will. Don't worry.
With time. Hey,
Yeah.
warm up.
It's the language. It's not Aditi.
Diesel
And
engine.
I'm not very fluent in English, so
Diesel engine.
I think in Punjabi and then I
Does not
translate.
matter, Vikrant.
No, it does.
Language is just an expression. I mean,
Oh, I mean,
why-
no,
why
but
bother?
no. Punjabi's got different sense of expression. Hindi has a different sense of expression, and English has a.
You're expressing what
No,
you
no,
feel.
no,
it's
but
alright.
there are times where
And
I-
you're passing on information
Oh.
also, so it does not matter what
Yes.
language. We just have to express right,
Good mokif.
right?
Good mokif.
One question everyone's asking: any update on the squad for New Zealand? When will it be announced? So many people asking question. Because Q&A, na?
Either tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Sunday. Most likely tomorrow.
Okay. I thought maybe after the end of this third.
हाँ तो Sunday is the last day, no?
Yeah. After that, maybe.
Oh यार, Shalini is saying कि please move Vikrant from here.
No, there was one question where was asked that did Aditi tie the Rakhi or not to Siddharth? Somebody asked. I saw it. It's gone up now.
We'll have to wait.
Do you want me to tie Rakhi?
Let's see in August.
Say no.
Let's see in.
So say yes or no right now.
Exactly.
Then, you know,
No.
audiences will have
No.
something to
Nah.
look forward to, Siddharth.
Yes.
Come
Nah,
He's
nah,
saying
nah,
no.
nah.
on. No? Okay.
But why did you say let's see in August? What is in August?
You,
It
He was
is-
just
Yeah.
leading the conversation.
You know,
That's
the
it.
people back home who are watching the show.
No. That way.
They don't?
That way, Siddharth has been very, very clear. Ask him the top 3 moments. Okay, you tell me top 5 top moments in your life.
No, three. In your life.
In your life.
There are so much.
They've got to be personal.
Yeah,
Tell
personal.
me.
So,
Now, why should I?
Why?
Achha, I'll ask you
Your
it
family?
differently.
Huh.
Will your wedding feature in one of the top
Of
moments
course.
of your?
Of course.
He eliminated.
Does not even.
He said cannot be a top
He
moment.
does not feature
It's a time.
even
It's a
in-
day that he regrets.
Do you?
Yes.
There.
Yes.
There you go.
So,
Oh my God.
when you
He has
asked-
courage,
when you
guts.
said that
So much coming
people back home would be watching,
Uh,
so that way he's been very, very clear.
he's made for TV. For digital TV, actually.
I didn't say anything on Tak. That's where most of my family watches.
Oh. They watch Sports Tak.
Hindi.
They've subscribed to Sports Tak. Not Sports Today, sir.
They don't understand English. That's the problem.
English is
Don't
French.
understand English.
My father-in-law and mother don't know English at all.
No, but main person is the
Wife.
one person.
Wife also. No?
That is.
Doesn't know English.
Hindi?
Only Hindi.
Somebody just asked when is KL Rahul's marriage?
Oh no!
23rd January.
Oh!
The Rahuls.
23rd
So many
January.
Rahuls.
Yeah.
Huh?
See, Siddharth was not giving us
You
any.
didn't have any
Then
info,
coming
huh?
up.
Twice you've gotten him married.
I did
First
get
in the
to-
first week of Jan, then
Now
second
it's
week, now it has moved. to
Arey,
third
what I
week.
said reportedly.
Yeah,
That doesn't
she's
mean it
Reportedly,
was
yes.
proof.
23rd January.
Is it? Location,
Where?
venue?
I don't know that. At Sunil Shetty's farmhouse, I've heard.
Oh.
Wow.
There you go. By the way, who said that? I think somebody, I missed the name, said that he's going to make this clip and forward it to your family.
Please.
That chota sa reel.
He's
Please.
waiting it to happen.
I know.
Waiting. for years.
Okay, now after all these questions we've taken, I wanted to ask a question. Maybe we can then spend some time talking about that. Is, since we missed Rahul Rawat yesterday, he was not there in the post-match show. Because whenever we talk about KL Rahul, he'll take out a big list. He has a list of his knocks. My direct question is, what he played yesterday, was it a match-winning knock or not?
And a series decider. Because it actually decided the series in India's favour. Absolutely right.
And did it come in tough conditions against a tough opposition?
See, you'll have to agree and admit that conditions for batting had improved towards the later stages of the
Why is it that nobody else got going from the Indian? Only one.
Absolutely. That is why you'll have to give it to KL Rahul. Your top order had failed, and there was a possibility because KL Rahul and you had just 7 batsmen in that team.
I think
one more wicket and things could have been different. And then people would have said, KL Rahul was unable to finish a game. Then bring back Surya Kumar Yadav, bring back Sanju Samson, bring back somebody like Rishabh Pant. So everything, KL Rahul has done his job. At least this game you'll have to give it to him.
See, if we say that Ben Stokes won England the World Cup final, he too wasn't as fluent. Yet he closed the game, which Rahul did. At the same time, single swallows do not make for a summer. KL Rahul has to keep doing this over and over again. And it's not as if he's done it for the first time. Look at his career. He's been outstanding. He's won you so many bilateral games, series deciders. But the problem with Rahul is when his confidence dips in bigger tournaments.
I think that's the same.
In bigger tournaments, that is, when he finds it difficult to come out of that phase. And the 2 knocks that he's played, the first one and this one, I'm sure he'll be confident. But when we say that it should have been Surya Kumar Yadav or Ishan Kishan playing in the first game, doesn't mean that we keep justifying the 2. If Shubman Gill played well, that's fine. So we are not saying Ishan should play now. If Shubman Gill is playing, he is getting runs, let Shubman Gill play. Both of them play for India. At the same time, if it is Rahul, I will not be going personal against him and saying ki nahi ji nahi, he should be out and Surya should come in. If Rahul has reposed the faith, let him play. Surya can wait. It's just that when you started the series, ideally I still feel that Ishan Kishan should have been your opener and a wicket keeper, and Surya should have been batting at number 5. But now that you are into the final game of the series, that debate is in the mazi now.
It was a very important knock, by the way, for KL Rahul. Very, very important, because as Rahul said, if he didn't finish it, Nice would have been out. He not only finishes it on a day where, and actually I was surprised, I don't know about you, that Kuldeep was given man of the match. I said I would have given it to KL simply because it was a bowler-friendly condition where you had other guys also who picked up 3 wickets. Siraj also picked up 3 wickets. Your Sri Lankan bowlers were making life hell. Nobody in both those innings played a decisive innings than KL Rahul. Across the 2 teams.
And
he finishes.
Irrespective of the conditions, so many batsmen score so many runs. There are players who've got Virat Kohli. At times, Virat also is criticized. People say, he's played against this opposition, got runs against Afghanistan, got runs against Bangladesh. I think the job of a batsman is to score runs, get the team to a winning position and win the game. KL Rahul did exactly that. Yeah. So you have to have same yardstick for every batter or every batsman, whether it is Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav or KL Rahul. Yesterday, he had everything. I think it was a godsend opportunity for KL Rahul, and he made it happen.
Was it also maybe tailor-made for him, kind of batsman that he is? Because I think the only time you've had any sort of criticism against him, whether it's in T20 also, has been with his strike rate. I think number of runs you can't argue. Every IPL he finishes as one of the top runs. Maybe it was tailor-made. Had you been playing that Guwahati game, let's say, which is in 300 plus, and had the top order not fired for India, and he found himself in a similar position where he not only had to win a game but maybe win it at a strike rate of 150. Maybe was that out of his comfort zone?
Partly true, but he had to face good fast bowling. And if you look at his batting the last 6 months, technically he'd been falling to good fast bowling when the ball was moving. Look at Virat Kohli's dismissal. I mean, he didn't move at all, which means that the ball came in.
Came in,
And when KL Rahul came in, obviously he faced those fast bowlers. You're right, he had time on his side. He knew that if he could survive the first few deliveries, he could then create something wherein he could dominate the bowlers. He never tried to dominate the bowlers, and that's a good thing because he won you the game. In the first game, he was a bit tentative, and if you look at the first game,
39 of 29.
yeah.
That he
So while the spinners were bowling, he was tentative. He was even blocking the half volleys. But that happens to every batsman. When you're not scoring runs, you cannot be a free-flowing batsman. He won you the game. That'll give him confidence. And he said that Rohit Sharma and the coach Rahul Dravid, they backed him. And I think the most relieved would have been Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma, because KL Rahul,
Yeah, but he's safe and sound right now. What were you saying? What was your question? Sorry.
No, he was saying,
Say it.
looking at the way KL Rahul played yesterday, even Rahul Dravid had a high blood pressure.
it could have been.
What happened earlier, by the way, in the game? I think so.
No, after the game it happened.
No.
Basically, from Calcutta, he went straight to Bangalore, no?
After the game.
After the game.
No, but the issue I think happened earlier where he was even given a tablet, and I think it was checked. Then later he went. Is what I.
Indian cricket job is...
Somebody had put
Sir,
the
मैं
name
show
of the
में आपको
tablet
call
also.
करता
Somebody had given on
But
social
don't you think
media.
that so much, these cricketers receive, they have so much pressure on them that, directly affects their performance. I mean, whether somebody is playing good, it's because, he's received a lot of appreciation. And if somebody is playing bad, he's, your performance,
exactly.
It does get affected. At some point or the other, you have highs and lows. But when it happens, people start judging you, you receive a lot of flack for it. And then that directly, your performance is completely
Absolutely
affected
right.
because
And
of that.
Aditi, in India,
But
the
no,
memory...
how to balance that out on a personal level?
And you're right. In India, the memory for people is very short actually. Today, if KL Rahul has scored a match-winning 64 not out,
Yeah.
tomorrow again he scores a century and he goes out. Then people will remember the last innings that he played. Now people remember that Suryakumar scored 100 in T20s, so he has to play in the 11. But people may forget that in ODIs, KL Rahul has not done too bad. In fact, at number 5, he's done very well.
Average
for
of 50.
And it could be a matter of personal opinion. He may want to see a KL Rahul. I may want to see a Suryakumar Yadav in the 11. But the fact is, in India, people have a very short memory. That's the problem.
So they should not let it affect them, the cricketers.
But it has affected KL Rahul, and I'll
Indeed,
tell you why.
He
Because
did a lot.
in the post-match press conference that was held, KL Rahul spoke at length about two things: injury and how the outside noise impacted him in 2022. He said that because I was injured frequently, when I was immediately thrust into international cricket, my body was not the same. I just did not feel the same. It
So
took
he
me
could
a
have
lot
waited. No? Yeah. If he was not well, he could have sat out.
Yeah, that's my point.
Could have taken
If
some
he wasn't
time.
feeling well, he could have very well told the selectors that listen, I may not play in the Asia Cup, and if you don't want to consider me for the World Cup, so be it. It was the player who must have told the selectors that I'm fit now, I'm available. I don't know.
It's not easy.
It does. He said that it does take you
You
time.
know the slots are limited. If you are not playing, you
That
may
is
not get a
exactly-
chance. That insecurity
No,
also.
no,
After the IPL, he took a longish break where he also
2
had
months.
that sports hernia, went to Germany with his friends, not friends, but he got operated over there in Germany, came back, was
Got
asked to
COVID.
go to Zimbabwe. Remember?
He wasn't in the initially. He wasn't in the team.
Yes,
He
he
was
was asked
told by the selectors that
You
he
can't
has to.
you just think that you will just straight away get into the playing 11 for the Asia Cup and then straight away into the World Cup. So he was asked to go there and lead the team. That's also one thing. And then Zimbabwe, we know how Zimbabwe is. India, of course, had the upper hand throughout that match, throughout that series. And what happened there? That
He didn't play in the didn't bat in the first.
He didn't bat in the first. Remember, you in fact you were very vocal. You know, it's such a small score. He should open because India is looking at him to get some runs. And then from the next game, I think he opened.
Yeah, got out for 1 and made 30 in the second game.
So KL Rahul, I think this innings should at least settle things down.
And one more thing he had said is, because I was coming back in the pressure of international cricket immediately after injuries, 1 or 2 bad knocks, and everybody will start to say a lot of things about you.
But see, that's the nature of the beast. You have to accept that.
He often does that, but I think he's not able to cut out the outside noise
Okay, so
anymore.
you're
now.
saying-
No, but my point is,
That's why he wouldn't have gone in length.
No, but why is this this thing overstated? The outside noise, I don't get bothered, or I do get bothered. I mean, when you're playing for the country, obviously people will judge you,
Yes.
and for them to then come out and say that it doesn't matter, so it means it's a sham.
As soon as you say
It does matter to them.
that means it matters.
It matters.
As soon as you say anything about outside noise, that means you are listening to the
And my point is, Nikhil, even if they shut out the outside noise, what do people sitting on the sidelines say? That either Rahul Rawat has scored runs or he hasn't scored runs. Do they lie? They can't lie. They can't change the numbers.
You can't change numbers.
And the fact is, more than Rahul Rawat or Nikhil Naz or the fans, it should be you who should either be very happy or not happy at all. So you should be your biggest critic. You should know if you're winning games for the country or you're not. So I think he was going through a horrible time. The last 6-7 months, in fact 1 year, must have been very tough for him. He led India in almost all the formats. Yet he stands on verge of losing his place in the Test 11. Ideally, I think Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill should be the two openers. T20s, he's more or less out.
Yeah.
One day, by the barest of margins, he's been able to retain his place because he scored runs in the first game. Second game, he won the game. So, this could be his comeback route. Now, unfortunately, I won't use the word unfortunately. If he's indeed getting married on the 23rd, as you say.
Yes, he said.
I thought,
No.
I didn't know what sentence was going to unfortunately about injury or something.
No. If he's indeed getting married on the 23rd of this month, good luck to him. Again,
She said,
regardless of whatever that you say, it should be the best moment of his life.
Of course.
But at the same time, what may happen is, now that he's started scoring runs, what if
Dip in momentum.
it doesn't
Somebody comes
get to play in the 11
Yes.
and somebody else comes in?
and scores big.
Yes.
That's why. Because
How could somebody else come in now? That's the point. Let's say, hypothetically, if
ODI scored
Rahul is not available for the ODIs,
Sanju
if he's getting married on the 23rd, and if Rahul is not available to play in the ODIs, who plays at his number?
that's the
Suryakumar Yadav.
Who keeps-
But then Shubman will have to make way for him.
That's the
Kishan.
point. So, would they want to go back to that place?
They'll have no option.
Can I
What
tell
else
But then
you-
why did they not start with it then?
Can I tell you something?
Because they didn't know that he's going. They didn't know that 23rd.
Obviously, they would have. If at all he is.
If I know, and I think,
This is a jalebi.
if my
Round and comes
if
back to
my
the same
vision,
spot.
if I am looking at Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill opening the Indian innings in the first match of the ICC ODI World Cup later this year, I will stick to this combination. Will ask Ishan Kishan. I know.
To bat at number 5.
Exactly. It might be unfair to.
Can't happen.
No, it can't. But then.
The other option is you get, which we
Sanju
discussed
Samson.
yesterday.
Somebody
Do you
in
get
the audience
Sanju?
has also said
If he's fit.
Sanju, you don't know if he is going
If
to be
he's fit.
or not.
He had an issue with his knee.
Yeah, that's why he was sent.
Ravindra
But I'm
Jadeja
thinking
had
there
an
was a
issue with his knee.
Brief thing.
This is the 5th month. We're not aware.
I'm saying
I mean,
if
he
he's
was
available,
selected.
You can sort this out.
This is the problem. This is the problem that the Indian cricket setup is facing. You don't have like for like replacement.
Vaibhav ji, thank you very much.
The moment-
Abid bhai, thank you.
The moment you have a makeshift wicket-keeper batsman, this is the problem that you're going to face. Because KL Rahul is a makeshift wicket-keeper batsman.
By the way, you're thanking everyone who's complimenting you, but Abid has
No,
said,
they're not complimenting me.
wishing
They're
you.
wishing
But
me.
Abid has also wished you, but he's also added.
Don't
one line.
talk on the
Do
phone.
not use your mobile phone when driving.
Yeah, I don't.
Please.
I don't.
He's saying he sees the Insta story you put.
Oh, yeah. You know, most of the Insta stories that I do, that I record, they are when I'm very close to home or Rahul's home. You know, the last lane.
Still, it's dangerous.
Oh, no.
He records saying, I'm driving, but he
You
records.
can always have a backup plan.
I don't lie at all.
So say, please admit.
No, I shoot them myself, but it's the last
Oh, you
200
think that
meters
it's-
to my place. Yeah.
So it's very
Most
safe.
of the times you will see me entering into the Nirvana country. And the
Sector
road
50? What is that?
50.
No, but there are times
Sector
when people see a
49,
lot
I
of
guess.
trucks, tempos, auto rickshaws, under.
You should not do that.
That's just his
I-
ploy
Stop
to
doing
get,
that.
I don't-
Fans
Stop doing
outside
that.
his building or probably
Sorry.
Nirvana County. I'm saying it's just.
No, it's country.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I
You
keep
want me to
saying
share
that.
the address?
It's not county, no, it's country.
Country, yeah. Please correct it with the other also.
For the country, not for the country.
नरवाना country it is. तो भाई लोग पहुंच जाइए जिस को विक्रांत का ऑटोग्राफ चाहिए
अरे यार पहले अदिति का घर आएगा फिर राहुल का आएगा
Then yours.
हाँ, मेरा तो इज लाइक
Depends where they're coming from, na. If
They
they
will
come from
obviously-
Jaipur side, then they.
जयपुर साइड
Oh my god.
Somebody is coming from Manesar, just in case somebody is coming from Manesar.
Yes, you're right.
Your house will come first.
For those coming from Bombay will also possibly
Yeah. So I want to do it on my bike.
Once it is come.
I had made a plan also.
अरे वो बन रहा है ना यार वो दैट बॉम्बे हाईवे
yeah.
हमारे घर के पीछे से जा रहा है हाँ एक्चुअली
So you can
Direct,
have your,
it's a direct.
lunch
Pit stop.
at his place.
And dinner in Bombay.
will get his bike
You
washed
should also move to Gurgaon now, since all of us are there already.
No. I think that this is what. Who used that word yesterday? That when you said आप रोज आते हो, sir, it's a torture. How you do it?
No,
It's not.
But he said, I know who used it.
no people say आप रोज आते हो
Big man.
I tell them मैं जाता भी हूँ भाई आता भी हूँ जाता भी हूँ
Acha, so many super chats came.
but
Let's take
the
them
time
one by
that
one
you
in
commute,
order.
that's
Shiva.
torture
No, it's not. I reach here in about an hour or so.
no when you go back in
When
the
I
evening
go back, yeah, if I leave around 5:30, then I'm
So,
home
yeah.
within 1.5 hours.
so normally when we leave
Yeah, at night.
it
And so
takes
good
us
news
about
that
45
India
minutes.
have opened the scoring. 1-0.
oh wow well done
India
yeah
1-0 leading in the hockey World
Penalty
Cup.
corner. Amit Rohidas.
Yay!
Huh?
Local ball,
Shivam,
Local ball.
can we take? Since it was a question answer session, might as well take a few questions,
so Paras has also sent a question
please.
he sent a happy Lodi to all the
Yes,
Lodi
happy Lodi.
to you members.
as well.
Lodi.
His
Tomorrow
question is,
Sankrant
I am
and
sure
15th is
Sky
also-
will not be playing in the
Yes.
next series even if Rahul is not available. The reason behind is Shubman and Iyer will both be in the playing 11, then why give? Acha, what about Shreyas Iyer?
What?
I know, Shreyas Iyer he's my frontline batsman in all the three formats, but two fairly low scores.
No, if you still got somebody like KL Rahul in your team, and you're not going by his recent performances, a couple of them at least, I think you should go, because Shreyas Iyer I think has had an incredible 6-7 months in all three formats now.
Yes.
I think
Especially in ODIs, he's been your
perhaps
star
the
player.
only player, I'm saying only player maybe who's assured of his place in all three formats, has been fit in all these months or weeks. He's the only player by the way.
And in these conditions, you will need Shreyas Iyer a lot more.
No?
Ability to play
Shreyas
spin.
No, he was out for the.
No, he was rested.
T20.
I think he was rested, others were not. Others
When?
were left out.
Shreyas had some niggle. He had a
That's
niggle.
why I said
Yeah.
he was yeah.
He had a niggle.
Acha, Mayank Pokhriyal has a question in these days. Why are we forgetting that the wicket keeping is a professional job? Why we are going with a part-time wicket keeper in a tournament like the ICC World Cup?
No, I agree with what he's saying. I don't know whether whether things would have been different had Rishabh Pant been fit. Maybe he would have still sat out. I don't know.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
white ball cricket, he was.
He would have still gone with a KL.
No, my question is, I think he's got a point.
No,
He's got a point
does.
there.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is, you play KL Rahul, play him as a batsman.
No, not possible now.
Why do you have to fit him as a wicket keeper?
You cannot.
At number 5, as number 5?
No. You can't fit Surya Kumar Yadav as a batsman now.
My point
Okay,
is,
then
if
who
KL
will-
Rahul was your
who will he
captain
wickets?
not so long ago,
Tell us your 11 with KL Rahul.
I can't tell my 11. Surya Kumar Yadav will be in my 11.
No, so
Ishan
when-
Kishan will be in my 11.
Acha, but with the and you're
Now,
playing KL as a
it's
pure
pointless.
batsman, how do you fit?
Huh?
You can't fit him. With a wicket keeper and KL Rahul.
You can't fit either Shubman Gill or KL Rahul in the
I
same team.
will any day go with Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma as my 2 openers. I know Ishan Kishan scored a double 100 in his last ODI, but unfortunately, still Shubman Gill is my opener. Unfortunately for others, fortunately for Shubman Gill and
Oh, Riju Bhattacharya said, hello lads and the beautiful lady.
Sidvi, you are his idol.
Oh, thank you, Riju. Thank you so much. Flattered and honored.
But the beautiful lady Sidvi.
No. Hello lads. Hello lads and the beautiful lady.
And Sidvi, you
Sidvi,
are beside.
yes.
Yeah.
He's
You should
addressed
have been a
5
grammar
people.
Nazi at that point in time. Punctuation mark missing. See how much.
Soumya Dasgupta is
Wow, so much love.
Lodi ka.
Yep.
Chada.
Lodi hai yaar, we have to go home. Oh, good evening, men and the elegant lady. What's your take on the whole Afghanistan issue? So, should sports be separated from politics
Yeah, very good
or
question.
used as a forum?
You have to tell her what exactly is the issue. You should
No.
tell her
Of course I know the issue.
Alright, great, yeah.
Give us your
Arre,
opinion.
wow.
How dare you? No, but I think it should be. I mean, they should be taught a lesson.
You think so?
course.
But is this the way of teaching them a lesson that don't play sport
Yes.
with them?
Yes.
Like as if the Taliban are going to care.
Whether they
No,
care
but then
or
you
not,
can't separate politics from
the world's
sports.
watching.
That's
and
just a very, very idealistic world that we are in.
You can't.
We can't.
You can't.
South Africa was a classic.
I hear the same from Pakistanis. Politics should be, sport should be separate from politics.
Why?
There would be cross-border terrorism, but play cricket with us. If the government decides no, then it is a no. At the same time, why is it that Australia will not be going to Afghanistan?
They're saying that the way the Taliban
Yeah.
are treating women
Okay.
in
There
the
is-
country, so because of that, we will not. be
Okay,
playing
so that is
Afghanistan.
one half of the story.
Yes.
So, what is Rashid Khan objecting to?
Rashid is saying that don't ostracize us
Okay.
as a cricket playing. I'm a cricketer. I want to keep playing. And if you're going to, do this to us, then I also do not want to have any sort of relationship with Australian cricket. I will not play the Big Bash League.
He said, I'll consider not playing.
Consider.
हाँ,
yeah.
वही, मतलब
Naveen ul Haq
it's a threat.
also
At the
did the
same
thing.
time,
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's not my mawkif. It's just one of the things that just crossed my mind. Did Rashid Khan at any stage himself praise the Taliban,
Not at all.
condemn Taliban?
Nothing. He said nothing.
I think he did.
No, he did not. I think somebody else did.
I think he condemned.
I think it was over the flag incident, remember, in the World
No,
T20.
he did
This
not.
entire
It was somebody else in
takeover
the
of
team.
government was happening.
He condemned.
But no,
When the
had
cricket board was
appealed-
also being.
No, you would remember he had appealed to the people back home because some of his family members were still stuck in Afghanistan and he wanted to get them out. He himself wasn't too convinced whether his family was safe or not there. He himself wasn't staying. By the way, how many months or years or weeks does Rashid Khan stay in Afghanistan? Do we know?
No, we don't. But see, that's another thing. What he's trying to say
No,
is
but
that
actually,
maybe the country may not be
he's
safe. But
he's
doesn't
taken
mean-
the debate to the international level, at least.
Yeah.
Of course.
And any country would want. But my point is,
And
I think there's much to it than meets the eye.
yeah, see, it's
But this okay. So
There's a-
so
there's
this
a-
double standard by the West. I'll just tell you one thing. And I'm sorry, but the USA and Australia and England, they all collude together and come up with these things. For example, when there was Russian invasion over Ukraine, you will ostracize the Russian players that Medvedev cannot play anything.
Yeah.
Russia say we
Yeah.
will not do anything. But when US is the aggressor, they will be the aggressor in the Middle East. US will be the aggressor in whichever part of the world, Iran, wherever they do it. Nobody will ostracize US.
Nikhil, I have
I'm saying
always
these are
felt,
cliques and clans.
I have
It's
always
not
felt that
fixed
no individual can ever be bigger than the institution or organization. So I'm assuming Big Bash is an institution or an organization. So I won't say, does Big Bash need Rashid Khan or does Rashid need Big Bash? But if he gives it up, and the other Afghanistani players as well, what will happen?
No, it's their loss. It's
Whose
their
loss?
loss.
It's a very minuscule
the
loss.
players.
It will also be the loss for Big Bash.
Yeah, minor. I'm saying I think they can continue with few players.
India-
Nobody
missing.
watches
No,
Big Bash anymore,
Pakistan-
like they used to.
No, but Pakistani.
The moment you take these Afghanistani players out,
But minor. How many people?
I think the Big Bash will face a huge loss. For the Afghanistan players, it won't be a big loss. Because
no,
most
I
of them
think
are in the IPL.
no, I think it's a lose-lose situation.
How?
They are in the IPL. It doesn't matter
Logic.
whether they are in the Big Bash league also.
How will the Big Bash lose if 2 or 3 players go out? Big Bash has gazillion players playing here.
But already
Just
the
2, 3
standard
guys.
of why would we then
loss for the individual or the franchise?
Or for the individual.
at most. And as far as Big Bash is concerned, and by the way, it's also an individual. Okay, you take today.
Individuals don't matter.
Today,
Organizations
okay,
do.
Today, as a player,
Wah.
and we know Australian cricketers or these English players, they are much different to the Asian cricketers. It's a fact.
Enamored he is. He's lost interest in this. He's looking at the Hockey World Cup so closely. He's lost interest in any debate.
Interesting, yeah,
Please,
very
it's a
interesting.
fact.
So,
The Hockey World
the
Cup.
Australia. What if Australian players say that we don't feel safe to travel to Afghanistan, and we don't want to? Then what do you do? The cricket. Cricket.
that's
Australia or
another
FICA.
thing.
No, I'm saying FICA or Cricket Australia may have asked their view. Do you want to travel? I'm assuming majority of the Australians would say no. We don't want to travel to Afghanistan.
it did happen when they
And-
wanted to tour Pakistan.
Exactly. It
Would you
happened in
want to travel
'96
to
also.
Afghanistan?
It happened in '96. Sorry.
Generally.
Will you-
Yeah.
Will you travel to Afghanistan?
No, I can travel to any
Of course, you
any
can
country
travel.
as long as
Yeah, anywhere in the world, I know that, but
For free.
specifically Afghanistan.
She's asking us.
No, it's you know. No,
If you were to plan a holiday
No,
now, a vacation now,
I might want to travel, but my family would be a little worried. Are you really traveling to Afghanistan? That's as simple as that.
You know, initially, we
Yes.
wanted to convey.
Yes, and also because of the human rights.
Yes.
They have issues. It's an issue that the entire world has noticed. And as far as Rashid Khan is concerned, it's his individual opinion. He doesn't want to play Big Bash. It may be his loss. He's ready to take that hit. The
he's made a
financial-
statement. He's made a
He's made a
statement.
statement that the world has noticed. As simple as that. And you know, the IPL the Pakistani players do not play in IPL.
Yes.
IPL as a commodity, as an entity, has only become bigger and bigger every season. I understand that Pakistani players, it will be better, it will be more competitive. I understand. But then has it affected any of us?
No.
No.
That's why I say organization will keep working.
Yes.
Individuals can
Yes.
come and go.
Exactly.
So Big Bash will continue.
It is like
One or two players.
the situation
coming,
in
going,
Afghanistan is
doesn't
like how apartheid South Africa was 80s.
Yeah.
You couldn't go, but you had to sportingly isolate them, and it did work to a certain extent. The Springboks could not get much tours.
I don't know whether that is the one that ended up.
One of the few reasons. One of the few reasons.
Nobody
because the
Australia didn't travel to Sri Lanka for the during the '96 World Cup. Australia. and
but
England-
people conveniently forget that in 1992, when Sri Lanka did not host any cricket for 5 years, it was Australia who made the first trip.
No, that's why
At the height of the war.
It's
Yeah.
an individual decision.
Yes.
It's a decision of the board. It's a decision of the player. What their families think.
Tanushri Sharma wants to know from you, Aditi.
Yeah, I read
Pandit
that.
Sailesh for future prediction. How can they contact? Because he said Virat will regain form by August, September.
He's on the
And he
point.
was bang on.
Yeah, bang on.
In fact, he said September.
No, he said August.
August.
September.
Shivam, Agla.
No, so you can, of course, you must watch the show Good Luck Today in the morning, and you can send in your questions at the email address provided, and I'm sure, you know, he'd probably reply if he thinks that the question is serious enough.
Rubal Sandhu from the US of A. Interesting thing because you were looking at the batting order, how you fit in. He has a opinion that you can play both Ishan and Gill as openers. Virat Kohli goes at 3 and Rohit at 4 and Sky. So that's how you can fill that gap that you're talking if KL is not there.
So no Shreyas Iyer also.
Yeah, and also I will not now push Rohit in the middle order. I think what he does best is open the innings.
Open.
So no point doing that. Agla. Yash is saying Ishan is not playing because he is an opener and it's tough to keep as well as open in 50-50. Very good point, Yash, by the way. Huh? And can Surya come in for Pant in test matches? No, but that can't happen because you will need a keeper, right? So KS
Shikhar Bharat.
Yeah, but this is interesting. Actually, opener and wicket keeper is not easy. If you're keeping for 50 over, it's not always easy to come out and open. So that's a valid point. And
everybody can't be Quinton de Kock.
Yeah, maybe you might look at
Adam Gilchrist.
Yes.
Maybe you can look at. Jack Nagdev from the US of A says to win against top aggressive teams like England in World Cup, Sky is a must in the middle. Barring Rohit, top to middle are not explosive batters. Sky provides pass ball intent. I think all of us agree with you, Jack. Any other opinion on that?
Just reminded of this baseball intent. Yeah, did you see the scorecard? Punjab versus.
Did Punjab win?
Huh?
Did Punjab win?
Yeah, they chased that down, that score of 210-15 runs in 24 overs. They won the game.
Wow, I'm so happy. In fact, Punjab has done very well this year. They won. They haven't, but I think they'll most likely win the Vijay Merchant under 16. They've done very well this year. Very well. Last year Haryana did very well. This year Punjab has done well.
Roy SP has a question for you. He's saying, okay, agreed that KL has failed in crunch situations, but Sky 2 hasn't done too well against Pakistan. Those 4 matches he's talking about. Neither in the must-win against Sri Lanka in the Asia Cup. Sky 2 hasn't been really outstanding. That's his point.
In partly
ODIs,
true.
Yes.
No, T20.
And also T20s. Yeah.
Partly true. Partly true, and that's precisely the reason that you could not make it to the Asia Cup finals. And that's precisely the reason that you could not win the World Cup as well. But what do? Do you look at the players who can win you games from positions where you would have lost the game? Like yesterday, I think Rahul did a fantastic job.
Agla.
But, and nothing to take anything away from Rahul. But you would also need to look at the way the modern day limited overs cricket is being played or will be played. I mean, this is Sri Lanka in India. You can't prepare for the World Cup just looking at Sri Lanka and India. There will be times when the start that you get and your if there's a possibility to get to 400 runs, you need to get there.
Yeah.
Not every day will you now be happy with 373.
Yes.
Because you never know in the World Cup when there will be dew on the Indian grounds, there could be teams who would chase it down.
Yes.
So there could have been a situation in the first game. I'm just saying, and nothing against any player or for any player.
Who would chase it down?
There will be days when 373 will be chased down in one day cricket by top teams. Imagine if you're playing against England, even Australia, they can chase it down.
Yep.
They can.
Yeah,
Sri Lanka got to 306.
It happens in England so often now. In a much tougher condition.
So the coach, the captain will know better. But I do know for a fact that the selection committee possibly had different ideas. The previous selection committee, this one I don't know.
Chairman is the same, but
One vote. One vote.
Convener is also the same.
No vote. But one vote here and one vote there might have altered your team for this series. You know what I'm referring to?
Sorry?
Would you want to tweet about it?
One vote?
Here and there may have altered the team
Rahul
composition.
and Sanju Samson. That's what he's saying. Could have been Sanju Samson. And if.
But Sanju also got injured. No question for Mehak Dhanju today?
No question. Time is up. You have another place to go to. You're hitting 8 o'clock. But Saneer Kittur Please thank him for such a nice.
अरे यार,
comment.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Saneer. And on that note, we're completely out of time. We'll be up live on Sports Today next in half time, which is. अरे आपने तो बोला
Jack Nagde.
He just came now.
Okay. Don't you all think that Rohit and Dravid still have the same dated thinking they had for T20 World Cup, 22 World Cup?
No, I have stated my point.
Yeah. No,
It's up to you
I
guys.
don't. So interesting. It might take Jack. So the thing is that they, before that World Cup started in 2022, they had said that they had a different thinking. And by the way, the bilaterals that came before that T20 World Cup started, we did see the different thinking. I think the problem happened is when the World Cup started, suddenly you could not perform, or whether it was those crunch games that you suddenly froze, or whatever way, that thinking did not come through. Again, we're hearing that the thinking is going to change. But the only thing that
These are also
benefits them-
bilaterals, by the way.
Yeah, but the
So
only-
I would not take this as a case study.
Correct. But the only thing that
For the
really
World Cup.
benefits them, I think in ODI cricket, India is not too far behind the curve anyway.
Exactly.
So I don't know if this thinking might still be working for them. Maybe minor tweaks. You don't have to have a whole soul.
And we're looking good because Rohit scored runs. Virat scored runs in the first game.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, we were looking very good. Plus Shubman Gill.
Yep.
Yesterday, what if rather than 216, Sri Lanka
240, 250.
had 250?
Yeah.
Would we have still won the game? Still
Very
look good?
tricky.
Tough.
Yep.
It's a very good question though.
Do you want to
Who would
answer
you
this,
pick?
Aditi? Who would you pick? Utkarsh Jha wants to know.
An
No
impactful
brainer.
player.
No
Impactful
brainer.
player or someone
Aditi.
who stacks up numbers
No,
by
of course,
playing.
I'm sure your answer would be who stacks up.
No,
numbers. No?
not at all.
All right. For me, impactful player.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
In the words of MS Dhoni, nothing more to add. So
MS Dhoni. That reminds me of something.
where is he? Is he?
It's a job.
Partying somewhere.
No. It's a job which has been given to you.
Yes, I know.
And
Maybe we
while
could ask her.
Yeah, she
In
may
the
be
morning
able to
show.
help me actually.
No, in the morning show, Shailendra Jha. has to-
Chandra Pandit.
Where is Mahendra Singh Dhoni? We'd ask in the morning. We'd ask tomorrow in the morning. Okay?
Right
No,
now.
don't ask him that. Ask him.
Right now.
No, ask him that Nikhil Naz has been given a job.
Okay.
Will he be successful or not?
All right.
I can send him my, what do you call it, birth date, time.
You will have to.
है ना?
A lot
Kundli.
of comments
No, I'm
are
seriously
going to
telling
pour
you.
in on
I'm
that.
seriously telling you. Please do ask him that.
ठीक है जी.
हाँ.
Definitely.
And which would be the best time for him? Morning, afternoon, evening, or night? Because he'll have to camp there.
Why are you saying
24 hours a day. He'll have to
Shed
camp
some
there.
light.
How many jackets?
Oh,
will
I will. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Jackets would you need?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah, I think you will.
Yeah, you will.
One jacket, yeah. One jacket's enough. Ranchi is a beautiful place.
Oh yes.
I've never been to Ranchi.
I've stayed 2 years in Ranchi.
You know, other than the northeast states, two states I've never been to in my life: Bihar and Jharkhand. Never.
Nobody can tell you about Bihar better than our friend Siddharth.
Yeah, my sasural, no?
Arre, wow.
Sivan, Bihar,
Sivan se, who's that popular?
Shahabuddin.
Ah.
Muhammad Shahabuddin.
Bahubali.
He knows everything I told you. He's the man.
Yes.
Mehak Dhanju you asked for.
Arre,
Delhi,
yaar,
Australia.
Mehak Dhanju. By the way, Mehak Dhanju must know that we were part of a top level meeting today.
And he brought up Mehak's.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Said I didn't know whether it
You're
was a.
regular on the show?
Oh, very regular.
He's asking controversial questions.
No.
No.
Generally, very good.
Then,
Showers love and sends Aussie dollars.
Australia.
all right, sends dollars.
Absolutely.
Send in more, Mehak.
चलो जी क्या है Rahul and Rohit way of thinking first in England. But England क्या है?
But England,
Ways who can smash, they even dropped root. Skies must.
So they're saying different thinking. India will, think
Yeah, कोई जी
differently,
वक्त
maybe
बताएगा.
safer approach,
Yes.
whereas England is
वक्त
aggressive.
बताएगा क्योंकि वक्त ही बनाता है और वक्त ही बिगाड़ता है और वक्त जो है वो बता रहा है कि
शब्बा खैर बोल।
वक्त
क्या हुआ? शब्बा खैर बोलो।
अरे शब्बा खैर मत बोलो ना यार
क्यों?
ये बताइए ना कि यहाँ से दरवाजा निकलेगा
Happy Lodi बोलो.
हैप्पी लोहड़ी
Happy Lodi. See you guys.
लख लख बधाइयाँ
लख बधाइयाँ.
Aditi,
सारे
you understand?
and more Lodi celebrations.
Do it Punjabi.
तो यार
अरे
असली
बस करो यार,
अभी की गल करनी
बहुत चंगा
है
जल्द
Okay.
अच्छा, बंद हो गया?
See you. Good night.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
And
Vanakkam.
more
Shubham
Lodi
girl.
celebrations. India up 2-0.
India up 2-0.
Yes.
Mid
Half time.
half time.
Yes.
We'll be live.
गुड
See
यार
you.
गुड
Bye.
जॉब भाई
Yeah. Bye.